When I first thought about this, I wanted to say that Trump should take the plane. It's a gift, albeit a very, very expensive gift. But on second thought, I think I'd rather dunk on Trump and the conservatives instead.
Has Qatar asked for anything in exchange for that $400 million luxury jumbo jet? And how can the American people be so sure that they will not in the future?
Well, I think what happens with the plane is that, we're very disappointed that it's taking Boeing so long to build a new Air Force One. We have an Air Force One that's 40 years old. And if you take a look at that compared to the new plane of the equivalent, stature at the time, it's not even the same ballgame. If we can get a 747 as a contribution to our Defense Department to use during a couple of years while they're building the other ones, I think that was a very nice gesture. Now, I could be a stupid person and say, oh, no, we don't want a free plane. We give free things out. We'll take one, too. And it helps us out because, again, we're talking about we have 40-year-old aircraft.
Do you plan to use the plane after you leave office?
No, I don't. No, it would go directly to the library after I leave office. I wouldn't be using it. No.
Has Qatar asked for any?
So that was Trump saying that he wouldn't use the plane after he left office, but he'd love to have one for now. Just in the meantime, in between time. When I was in the Army, I couldn't give my leadership a gift that was more than $25 to $50, like somewhere in that range, because we didn't want to foster an environment where quid pro quo exists or that it looked like that's what was going on. But obviously, Trump does and will put his own personal satisfaction and his own personal wants before anybody else. It's not new. This is not a hot take. That's the president that y'all voted for. That's who you asked to lead the most powerful nation that's ever existed in the history of the world. I get it. I do. I get it. It's a $400 million plane. It's enticing. Absolutely. But what does it cost? Not monetarily, obviously. It's $400 million. To Trump's point, we did give Boeing $4 billion back in the day and around like 2018. So it's been 7 years. There's still no plane. I get the sentiment, but I still don't trust it. There's this quote from the Bible I kind of think about a lot. It says, "What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his own soul?" Trump is a billionaire. He's the president. He's a maniac. I do like some of the things he does, though. I can't lie. I can't pretend like I don't. But who are you being asked to sell out behind closed doors in order to get this plane, in order to get this deal done? Yes, the plane is gifted to you on the world stage in front of everybody. We all know what's going on. But every conversation that you have is not transparent. You're the president. There are going to be things that happen behind closed doors that we're not privy to. So I did want to say in the beginning that Trump, he should take the plane. And if he could be objective, he should have it. But that's not who you guys voted for. The moral guy, the stand-up guy who's going to be transparent and tell everybody what's going on, that is not the guy that you guys elected. You guys elected the president that's blinded by money and status, his own money and the money and status of everybody around him. If you don't believe me, do you remember a month ago when he announced all the tariffs and then a week later he rescinded them and stood in the Oval Office and bragged about making all of his friends so much money?
This is Charles Schwab. It's not just a company, it's actually an individual. And he made $2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million. That's not bad. He's a financial.
That's who you guys elected. That's who's running our country, accepting $400 million planes from Qatar. So you tell me if you trust it. I don't trust it. He's going to go have a meeting, at the meeting with these folks, the leadership of Qatar. And and you expect him to tell them no to every single request? No, methinks not. It's going to start with a plane. They're going to give that to him in front of everybody. Then it's going to be the stuff that we don't see. It's going to be the stuff that's behind closed doors. So, like I said in the beginning, I wanted to say that he should take the plane. But then I remembered just who it was, and I remembered the fact that we can't trust it. Remember, again, this is the same guy that launched his own crypto coin right before his inauguration. Now he's going to host a dinner literally next week, the 22nd, for the person that purchases the 220 people that purchase the most of that very same coin. This is who the president is. This is who was trying to accept a $400 million plane from a foreign country. The guy that will profit off his own crypto right before he goes into office. But what do I know? All I'm saying is, if I get a vote, if you got that reference, you have yourself a great weekend. Those are my thoughts. If you like the video, subscribe to me back here for the next conversation. If you have something to say, let the world know. This is the place for discourse. Until next time, peace.